The iCAT is an organizational assessment, planning and evaluation tool for funders and non-profits in the business of improving lives. It assesses 6 key organizational capacities and also all of the sub-capacities of the non-profit. The first capacity is leading. The second capacity is planning. The third capacity is generating or resource generating. The fourth capacity is managing. The fifth is learning, and the sixth capacity is overseeing. The iCAT is a very straightforward and easy to use tool. Leaders and managers of the non-profit and 1 or 2, maybe 3 board members, all independently, anonymously, spend 20 to 30 minutes completing a confidential online set of questions about their capacity. And if they don't know the response to the question, they're totally permitted to say they don't know. This is the iCAT dashboard and all the filters. You can see here single organizations assessment scores. You can look at cohorts. You can look across a whole portfolio, and you can see specific organizations, including when they have taken the assessment. And this is the navigation bar to walk you through the organization's assessment. First, you start with the overview of the organization. That gives you a description of the organization, who has taken the assessment, and something about their staffing, etc. You then go straight into their capacity scores. You can see the overall score, and these are on a 100-point scale, where 70 is average, 80 is above average, and 90 is excellent. You can actually look at the scores for each of the 6 key capacities. Then you go right to the next section and actually dig deeper, going into each of the specific sub-capacity areas. For example, managing. It will define it and give the top strengths and weaknesses, and then present the iCAT assessment findings for each. You can then go into recommendations. Here you can choose how to display the top recommendations. First, across the whole organization, it establishes a priority set, and it will share specific to each of the sub-capacities. This is the master prioritized list based on data analysis and research. You can then sort by capacity and look at each area and be able to see in priority order the recommendations. And then the third view, you can really look and see what are the top capacity building specific strategies, top training needs, coaching needs, hiring needs of an organization, their tools and resources. The next section of the single organization report shows a specific capacity building plan. The iCAT asks the organization to identify past capacity building efforts. The iCAT then makes recommendations, and this can be tracked over time, so you can actually begin to see progress. You are able to track, evaluate and monitor how things are going using the iCAT. The tool also gives the ability to share the assessment. You can create a link, and that allows each organization to walk through their report, but only their report. This is a portfolio view. Here you can look at your whole group of organizations and how they score as a collective. And you can even look at specific cohorts that you pre-identify and determine when you're setting up your group of organizations. You can see the overall aggregate capacity. You can then even go into particular areas where you can see the overall group scores for different capacities. This is helpful when you're trying to plan group interventions or group efforts to really see how organizations are doing as a group. And within that group, you can also begin to compare, contrast of individual organizations. You can see where the strengths and challenges are, and then really bring that group together by sharing what's working best for other people. So this is essentially the iCAT dashboard. It allows you to look at a single organization, your groups, and it tracks progress over time. It has planning tools and other features so that you're not only assessing organizations but evaluating your capacity and building efforts, and all done in real time. The iCAT was built as a business tool for those that fund, support and/or service non-profits in order to strengthen their capacities and operations.